All right, here is a tutorial to help you understand how to create a rubric in Schoology. So you're going to go down to Add Materials. You're going to add your assignment that you're expecting the kids to turn in their assignment. I think this is a writing assignment for you. You can title it whatever you want. Add any information, as you probably know. I like to add a due date because then it shows up in the student's calendar as well as on the sidebar where it says upcoming, and students can see the due date. Parents can also see the due date. So I tend to like that feature, so I always use it. You need a category set up, so I'm going to call this, classwork, just because I have that category. If you don't have categories set up, how you set up categories in Schoology is you just come over here where it says grade setup. If you need a tutorial on how to do that, please email me and I'll make another video. Okay, so now where it says scale or rubric, I'm going to go ahead and click on create a new rubric. All right, so the rubric title. Now I have your rubric over here, and it is called Rubric for Narrative Writing. So I'm going to call that once a rubric is created, it will always stay in that course, which is kind of nice. You can use it again and again should you need to. All right, so now that I have rubric for creative writing, or for narrative writing, sorry, the next thing that you're going to do is your categories look like it's based off of grade. So for 4 points, if you had 4 points, you are in grade 6. All right, so I'm going to put 6th grade. For 3 points, it's 5th grade. For 2 points was 4th grade. And for 1 point was 3rd grade. Now I'm not going to put the information in here yet. If when you're grading, it won't let you do a middle grade. So if I wanted to add 1.5, I don't think it will let me. So let me see if I can. If I enter this, I just hit the plus sign. And if I say between 4th or midpoint, maybe that's what I should call it. What did you call it? Sorry. Mid-level. Mid-level. And if I said it was 2.5, oh, it does do that. Okay, so you would have to then go through each one of these and say mid-level and say 3.5, and then add each one of these. So 3.5, 3, 2.5. Hopefully you get the idea. I did that at the wrong spot. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I am going to add 1.5, and then as soon as I hit this 1.5, it's going to move it over to the right. Did you see how it just moved it over? So it numerically will create it into a number line. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, before I start typing about the specifics in the rubric, I'm going to look and see how many categories do I have. So it looks like you have overall, so that's 1, lead is 2, transitions 3, ending is 4, craft, spelling 5, 6, and then punctuation is 7. So I'm going to copy this over where it says criteria. I'm going to hit that 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now the reason I did that is so that this information is still the same throughout the rubric, but the information that I'm about to put in here for my description, you can add descriptions in here as well, that's going to be different for each one. So I'm going to go ahead and just move this guy over a little bit so I can see what's on here. And I'm only going to do one row for you, just to kind of show you. So you have overall. So my title will be overall. You don't have any information about the description for overall, which is fine. The writer told the story bit by bit. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put that under 3rd grade. So you might need to check to make sure that it's spaced correctly. And then I'm going to come over to 4th grade and copy this information here. So this is the reason why I was saying that it's important to just copy it ahead of time, because if I was to copy this by hitting criteria, this entire information would go down to the next level, which can kind of get a little, I don't know, hard. 5th grade. I'm going to put that information in there. And you're going to do this for each one of, your categories. And then 6th grade was my last one. Okay, so now that I have, let's assume that you went through and you put all of this in through your rubric. You're going to go ahead and go through and hit create. So again, the things that you still need to do is to put lead over here where it says title, transitions, ending, and then whatever, craft, organization, all of that information needs to go into here, and then you need to copy and paste all that stuff back over. Okay, or if the kids have the rubric in front of them, you can just leave it as is without the description so that they can still see the rubric, but you can grade them and they can see overall where they landed without the description. That might be a little bit easier because in that case, all you have to do is put the titles in here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create. Oops, I have to add the title. Okay, I'm going to just say title just for simplicity. I'm just going to copy that down into each one of those. Oh no, it wants more than just title. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to hit create. All right, so now I've just created this rubric in Schoology, and it's sitting right here. So if I wanted to see what it looks like, I just click on this rubric right here. And again, it's going to take me back to the rubric, and I can edit it from here. If you want to show it to students, that means when they open up this assignment, in Schoology, they'll see it. If you don't want them to see the rubric, you would take it off. And what's nice about when you show them the overall, they can see the learning objectives down here, so they know what they're working towards as they complete the assignment. Hopefully this makes sense. If not, email me, and I'll be more than happy to provide more details on how to create this rubric. I guess I should show you what it kind of looks like. So now I just saved it. Sorry, I thought it was over. Here you go. Here's what the rubric will look like from the student's point of view. All right. Hopefully that helps. So as you can see, if you put a lot of words in there, it's going to be kind of wordy, obviously, and especially with the number of criteria that you have. Or you can just keep it like this and then attach the rubric. So you could just come over here and say edit the assignment and then attach the actual rubric that you have, the file. And now the actual rubric with the details is sitting in there, so the students can see that when they open up the assignment, so they can view it and see the actual details of how they scored the way that they did. All right, now I really hope that helps. Email me if you have any other questions.